The most important thing to know for your garden is how much sun or how much shade do you get in different areas of your garden. And depending on how much light do you get, you can choose the perfect flowers who will thrive in your garden sunlight conditions. Okay, so what's the big deal? I know perfectly well how much sunshine I get in my garden. You only think you know. And I made the same mistake. I thought I knew exactly where is the sun and where is the shade, but I was so wrong. I would drink my coffee behind the little shed in the weekends, and because I spent my mornings in there, I was convinced that it was a full sun location. In my first year of gardening, I planted in there sun-loving annuals like basil and snapdragons. But now I know better. Half of the raised bed that I put in there receives only 3 hours of sunshine a day. And I grow foxgloves, which are part shade. And also on my terrace, just because I spend time in there in the afternoon after work and it's facing west, I was sure that it gets lots of sunshine until 9 p.m. In my first year, I bought a rose and a clematis. They each had 3 flowers, and then they got sick and they died the next spring. However, I only get 3 hours of sunshine in there, and now I grow heucheras, coleus, creeping jennies, and other shade plants. We just celebrated the summer solstice with the longest day of the year, and it's the perfect time right now to make your own observations and to count how many hours of light exactly you receive in your garden. And it couldn't be easier to do. Take a shiny day on a weekend and go outside in the garden every hour and make a note where is the sun and where is the shade. Or even easier than this, make notes 4 times in a day, at 9 a.m., at noon, 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. Let me show you what I mean. 9 a.m. In the front yard, we are in shade. On the side of the house, in shade. In our backyard, sunshine. On our shed, when it's full of containers, sunshine. Behind the shed, shade. In the orchard, like any respectable orchard, lots of sunshine above, lots of shade beneath the fruit trees. 12 o'clock at noon. In our front yard, shade. By the side of the house, shade. On our backyard lawn, sunshine. In front of our shed, sunshine. On the side of the shed, sunshine. 3 in the afternoon, shade, sunshine, sunshine, shade, shade. 6 p.m. Shade, 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 shade. And now that you made your observations, you just add up how many hours of sunlight you get in each location. And if you're watching this another time, all the month of June and July are perfect for this kind of observation. And here's what it means. If you get 6 hours of sun in a spot or more, you have full sun. If you get 4 to 6 hours of sun, it's a partial shade or partial sun, tomato, potato. If it's less than 4 hours of sun, it's shade. And if it's less than 2 hours of sun, it's deep shade. But that's for another episode. And now that I know exactly how many hours I get in each little spot, I will show you which plants I grow and where. And I will also share 2 cheats. two kinds of plants which you can use to cheat your gardening way. The sunniest part of our garden receives 7 hours of sunshine daily. So this is where I placed my annual flower beds, my cut flowers, because they need lots of sunshine. I've got 2 flower beds. This is my summer flower bed. It's not ready yet. The seedlings are tiny. I've got celosia, cosmos, lots of zinnias, marigolds, rudbeckias, cabiosa, and gomphrena. And my second bed, this is the spring flower bed. It's in full bloom. Pin cushion flower, ping pong scabious, bee balm, honeywort, cornflower, Crespidia, Achillea or yarrow, snapdragons, Iceland poppies, and calendula. And also in here, in our maximum sun spot, our landlord planted aromatic plants to chase off the mosquitoes. And they really love the sun. It's the peppermint, the spearmint, we've got some wonderful vines, and the lavender. My biggest aha moment and my biggest surprise was the shed. I thought that being positioned right here near the lawn, it would receive 7 hours of sunshine daily. When in fact, right here at the shed, we only get almost 5 hours of sunshine. So partial shade, and now that I know, I grow accordingly. The daylilies, the penstemon, dicentra, clematis, lonicera, calendula, they only need 4 hours of sunshine, and I pushed to the front for maximum sun 2 sun-loving flowers. Echinacea, which is yet to bloom, and sweet nasturtiums. And here behind the shed, I made another mistake. I installed in here my first raised bed ever, convinced that it was full sunshine. But I put it here in early spring, and I didn't realize that because of the trees, they will leaf out and they will shade the place. In here we get 4.5 hours of sunshine daily, and 1 meter further or 3 feet further away, we only get 3 hours of sunshine daily. This is how wrong I was. So no more zinnias and snapdragons in here like I did in the first year. Instead, I went with foxgloves and hydrangeas. On the side of the house, we've got very strange growing conditions. Only 3.5 to 4 hours of sunlight, but it's the harsh sunlight of the afternoon from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it's not good for the shade plants and it's not good for the full sun annuals. But I really have no space, so I squeezed in here another raised bed in which I run my tests. Whenever I want to plant a new flower, a new cut flower, I grow it in here in their first season to see what the foliage looks like, how they grow, how they branch, what colors they are, etc., etc. And trust me, if they make it here, they will thrive the next season in the raised beds in our full sun location. For example, this year, for the first time, I'm growing China asters, and I'm over the moon with their beautiful blush color, with their large flower heads, and I was expecting blooms in September, October. But here we are on the 1st of July and they are all in bloom. I'm over the moon with these China asters. Our front yard is in deep shade. Our landlord planted in here 2 yuccas, but they never flowered because they need 8 or more hours of sunshine to bloom. Whereas I planted in here shade perennials which are thriving in here. Hostas, Japanese painted ferns, heucheras, and carex. You can't really change how much sun you get in your garden, but you can still cheat a little bit, and I will show you 2 ways. The first cheat is to use plants which thrive both in full sun and in shade, and of course in partial shade. I recommend the begonias and the daylilies. And deep down in our orchard, the only place in our tiny cottage garden where we have 6 hours of sunshine daily, the daylilies are blooming like crazy. In front of our little cottage, in semi-shade, the daylilies are flowering like crazy. And here's in front of our neighbors, under a big cherry tree. This is full shade all day long, and the daylily is still blooming. And another cheat is to plant spring bulbs under deciduous trees. Normally under the trees you have full shade, but the narcissi and the tulips and the other spring bulbs bloom very early when there are no leaves on the trees yet, and therefore they have full sun conditions and they can bloom properly under the bare trees. Please subscribe if you like and click here for a full tour of our garden with everything that is in bloom right now.